to Schizophrenic Synopsis. So this week, myself and Rob, how we're tackling our films, we're kind of looking at cast. So he has gone all male cast and I've gone all female. So Rob went with a classic John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982. And I decided to go with, I think it's 2005, Neil Marshall's The Descent. Very, very strong film. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to talk about this. I didn't want to prepare anything too much. As other weeks you've seen, I've been more scripted with what I've done. And this one, I only just wanted to let it kind of float and just see how it came out. So, yeah, the all-female cast. Well, I think most people have seen The Descent, and everyone's seen like The Thing. So I'm not really going to talk about like the plot of the film or anything like that. I'm really, like I said, I'm going to focus on not even like individual characters so much as just the kind of the general outlay of like what it meant to have a female cast in this film. I mean, like what I mean is with film, it's, how do you term this? It's much more popular to have like more males, especially within horror films. I think it's more popular to be male-driven casts. I know it's changing a bit the last few years, but it's still to me is still male-heavy. Like you are getting more strong female characters, which is a good thing. It kind of mirrors life. Females are just as strong as males, and yeah, this was kind of although it's only like, well, 15 years old now, it's still a little ahead of its time, I think, a little bit, because yeah, you had like, off the top of my head, something that maybe had been around that time or maybe a little bit after, things like Tomb Raider and that sort of thing. We have strong female characters, but this is just a strong female cast. I mean, there are a few minor roles of like men in here. It's like The Thing is purely just male, but this, it's like it's interesting to see the dynamic, and it's being male, obviously. It's kind of quite interesting to see some of the choices which are made in this film, and it's like what drives those different choices to be made. And yeah, it's like what is the defining driving distance? Is difference? Sorry, is it the more testosterone? Like in a lot of films you get when there's lots going on, it's the strong male character that takes the lead, and this is being done and this is being done. But obviously you don't have that with the female, the testosterone, and it's just the different levels of everything. It's even though it's like really frantic and claustrophobic situations within this film, which are fantastically filmed, your group dynamic is still balanced really well. It's yes, I mean, they're spelunking, so you have people that are stronger than others within this field, but you don't feel it's like an overall kind of, it's not the choice made on the strength and the size of the person, it's the kind of like the specialty that the person has. And it's interesting to see how, obviously our main character who we follow, Sarah, and I can't remember her name now. The other character that she finds out is cheating on her husband with. It's kind of like a slow simmering, and I don't think you'd ever get that, especially within film. It'd be like conflict immediately between like if it was like two males, and there'd be like fights, and the group dynamic would not be working. But this is like a simmering, brooding anger that builds to a snapping point, and I really like how that was done. It's like, you know that the snap is going to come, but you don't know when, because she has so much more control over, say, a male counterpart probably would in that situation. And even when like you go to the cave creatures in this thing, and it's like how they kind of team and work together. It's like there's like this different calmness to them. It's I don't know. It's like maybe like the male thing to do would be just try and fight immediately, and it's like that's not here. It's kind of like a more intelligent approach. It's like fight when needed, sort of thing. It's like try and evade and escape and find their way out of these caves that they're stuck in. And that's kind of like my overall kind of feeling on this. It's like the aura of calmness is much more like if this was written for men, like how would Neil Marshall have directed these men, and like with the writers and everything? I'm sure they would push them a lot hard. And it's like not that this film doesn't have its action, but I think it would have been a lot more frantic and fighting in the film, and it's like it would not necessarily lost its horror, but lost that kind of how would I put it? Just a tension. I think it was like like I said, I think the men would try and hit it head on, and it's like the tension is gone. Then it's just like it's a cave person, attack them, and it doesn't happen like this. Like I said, they're trying to evade them. It's like they're trying to they're using their intelligence more, and it's just really well done. I mean, if you flip to like what Rob is looking at, the John Carpenter one, well, there's many instances of like people fighting. There's like power struggles, and like whether that's testosterone fueled or like however it's fueled. Constant simmering and bickering through. I know it's a different situation. These are a group of friends, and they haven't been holed up in the middle of Antarctic for like months on end, or however long. Oh, actually, I don't think they've been there that long in the thing. But anyway, yeah, they're not stuck in the middle of nowhere, and it's they're there for work. So it is a different situation, but still, I think I would like to see a female version of the thing, and I think that would be really different. Like I said, like a male version of this. It's like it's the changes the whole dynamic of how the script would be, when you flip between male and female, and obviously it gets diluted all the time when you intersperse like male and female together. It's like in the however you want to call it, the prequel or sequel or remake of the thing, when you have like some female characters in that, it's like the decisions are different in that based on like the character, like as they are. But I mean, it's like you will always get, it's like I said, it's like a kind of diluted kind of like vision of something, and that's where these films like The Thing and The Descent are quite unique. It's like it doesn't have that kind of like it's not diluted at all. It's like full punch female, full punch male, and it's really interesting like how they did that. Well, I think that's kind of where I'm going to leave that. Like I said, I wasn't sure. I mean, I love this film. I'm a huge fan of this film. This and Dog Soldiers from Neil Marshall. Really good films. By far my favourite of his, sorry. But yeah, like I just wanted to kind of let it come out and like naturally, without scripting it, like how I felt, like what the difference would have been with the female cast and the male cast, and yeah. I think I'm quite happy with like how I've said that. I don't think I really maybe I would have done it a bit differently if I kind of researched it more. All I want to do is watch it and what kind of like my gut felt like what I went with this one. I don't think it would have worked as well with an all male cast, to be honest. I think it was so much stronger and a fantastic choice by the writers and the director to go for a female cast. I think that really did propel this movie up. I mean, and I mean, it's really well acted as well. I think everyone in this film did a huge job. And if you've not watched it, I recommend it. Please check it out. Yeah, okay, hope you enjoyed this, and please do check out Rob's video of The Thing. It's his #1/2 flip-flops. The Thing and Jaws, these are his like pinnacle of films, so you have to check out his review. Anytime he talks about The Thing, you check it out. Alright, cheers guys, catch you next week. Bye bye.